Boop, 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 boop. What is up? Wait for some people to come on. A little impromptu live stream on a Thursday. Make sure everything is going on YouTube right now. Should be there, hopefully. Go to our channel real quick, make sure that everything is live. Looks like we are good to go. We'll see how many people jump on a random Thursday. But how's it going, everyone? So we got some events coming up. Going to Destination Outdoor next week. They're gonna have some pretty cool vehicles there. So if you guys are in the area of North Carolina, that would be pretty sweet. I'm gonna make sure my audio is on this time compared to last time. Yep. And we should be good. Perfect. Not sure how many people watch Monday or whatever today is, Thursday Night Football. So just figured I'd do a quick live stream today since, you know, Friday people may have some plans. It's the end of the week. And yeah, didn't do one this week. So we want to make sure that we stay consistent. GG Racing, what up, man? Sir Chad, how's it going? Full Send Off-Road, what up, what up? Hello from Oregon. Anthony says hi. Brent, one of the first 5 to jump in. So awesome to see you guys. So we got 32 people in here now. That is awesome. I didn't give really a heads up today, man. I was doing a lot of yard work and got that stuff done. Got the trailer out for our Sea-Doo that was stuffed in the back of our backyard with vines and crap growing all over it. If you guys know anything about Florida, if you guys are used to the South or whatever, when it rains and it gets hot, crap grows everywhere. And we had the Sea-Doo trailer in the back of our property, and just because like I never put it in the garage or anything, and where we have the Sea-Doo stored, it's basically at a marina. So like we call them up, say, hey, we want the boat in the water. They put the boat in the water. Anyways, long story short, had to get the trailer and everything out because I am selling the Sea-Doo. So if any of you guys are in the market for a Sea-Doo, that did not pan out the way that I wanted it to in hindsight, but it's all good. We live and we learn. Maybe that's the only thing. I mean, I agree with Dave Ramsey on some stuff, but he says if you want to buy a boat, have that same money and set it on fire. So, I mean, I guess. But yeah, that will be sold. So did that today, did a lot of yard work today, and tackled some stuff on the Tundra, and then, you know, uploaded the Camry teaser video, and I get that on the channel. The channel is evolved into a lot of review stuff, it seems like, and the teasers and the news, and definitely focuses around body on frame trucks and off-road, right? That's what the channel started with. But the last few videos, and it's all good. I don't want fame or anything with this channel, like I've already told you guys. But the last few videos have not been the best. Just to say it blunt, they have not been the best. And it may just be the topic, right? Like not every single video on YouTube is gonna be a complete banger of a video. But yeah, the Camry one, it was just a quick little teaser video. That video is not doing too hot, but it's all good. Because I know when the 4Runner teaser comes, that video will do really well, and it'll have a ton of hype generated around that. So I just wanted to get on here and have a live stream, kind of break up the install videos, because we don't do a lot of those anymore, and there's been just install video back to back to back to back, just because we don't have any like new Toyota content until we go to Destination Outdoor and review some very cool vehicles. And then SEMA, where Toyota is going to have some really, really cool vehicles. And then the LA Auto Show, where Toyota is going to reveal some cool vehicles. And not only that, but also have the drive event for the Tacoma. So we're in a little bit of a dry area right now with the channel as far as like Toyota news and car reviews and stuff like that. So I'm trying to just kind of fill that gap with some install videos, which old school people of the channel, if they're still around, right, as those subscribers, they'll realize like, oh, cool, these are back. But yeah, it's a little bit of a dry time right now until we get to that. But as Brent says, this is going to be one of the videos that's going to go live soon. I'm going to point out all of, there's stuff on the bottom of my thing. I'm going to point out all of the issues that I have with my truck before I take it to the dealership. So I'm planning on installing the rest of the parts tomorrow that I have on the truck. I was gonna pull the bumper off today, but the truck is so long for my garage. If I didn't have the cabinets in my garage, I could keep the truck in the garage. But once you take a bumper off the truck and all that stuff, these new trucks, you can't really start them with the bumper off because they'll just throw a whole bunch of check engine lights and all that stuff and codes because there's a ton of electronics on the truck. But anyways, what I'm getting at is I'm gonna make a video prior to taking the truck to the dealership with you guys, or for you guys, and letting you know everything that is an issue with the truck, and then drop it off. I'm gonna go to Destination Outdoor and hopefully be able to pick the truck up, or maybe my wife can pick it up. I don't know how that's gonna work, because basically when I come back from Destination Outdoor, I'll be here for like 9 hours, 10 hours in Florida, and then get back on the plane the next day and fly to Vegas for SEMA. So trying to drop the truck off so they can have it as long as possible to really fix all the issues with it when I don't need the truck, if that makes sense. But if you guys follow me on Instagram at all, I was taking off the little pads that I showed you guys in a video for the Tundra window. And as I was removing one of those pads, I noticed that that window moved a lot. So I put my hand at the top of the window and it just like shifts in place. Like inside of the whole window channel, that window shifts in place. I went over to the driver's side, tried to do that there, and it budged a little bit, but that passenger window, it was like, so hopefully the little mechanism that allows your window to go up and down, right, like inside the door card, maybe that is very, very loose in this truck. We'll see, but that is on the docket. Sim Baby, what is up? How's it going? Barry, what is up? John, when is your Tacoma gonna be here? So I'm working with several dealerships about this, but I am also working with the Central Atlantic Toyota region as well. You know, it's nice to have contacts, right? But they are saying late November, potentially into January, but the trucks are aiming for December timeframe. So with the drive event being in November, typically Toyota does these drive events like the month of production leading into the month of deliveries. So with November being our drive event, hopefully it's December timeframe, but I'm not sure how long they'll do like quality control checks on the trucks to make sure that, hey, these first batch of trucks are good. But I do have hopefully one of the first trucks that is coming. So I want to say December and be like super over the top with it and just like really, really hope that it's December. But I have a weird feeling that it may push into January for like the first bit of trucks. I hope not. I hope not. I hope it's, I mean, it would be a nice birthday present, but it'd be a nice early birthday present, Christmas present, if it was here in December, which would be nice. I don't even, Neomar, are you having any issues with your tires wearing out? I'm not sure what vehicle you're talking about, but I haven't yet. So I know that there are some dudes with a third gen Tundra like TRD Pro that the alignment isn't the best on them and with the tires wearing out, but mine are perfectly fine. I have only like 3,000 miles on them. My Tacoma new tires that I put on that, I have about 4,000 miles, 3,000 miles, 4,000 miles. And the 4Runner, that has probably like 6,000 miles since we put those Nitto Recon grapplers on that. And with my last Tundra, with those Nitto Ridge grapplers, I put close to like 15,000 miles on that truck with those tires, and they looked brand new. So I like to align my vehicles. I don't wait for them to start having bad, pulling the steering wheel this way or pulling the steering wheel that way. I have a pretty good alignment shop that I go to in my area of Fort Walton Beach. They're very old school, which I love. They don't do anything off of the specs of what the Toyota says this truck should be, because the truck's lifted, so they know that, right? So they do the alignment specs, and they do a whole year warranty, which is nice. So like if I go off-roading with the truck or knock the truck around or drive on horrible roads in like Louisiana or something like that, I could just take the truck back to them and just have them align it for that year. Like it's basically there. So I don't overdo that with them, right? Because I just take it in as needed, and then also rotating my tires as well. Bob says, good to see you. Good to see you in here, man. Appreciate you hanging out. Denny says, will this be a recorded video? I have a question, but have to bail real soon. Oh, crap, dude. Hopefully I got to it in time. 8 minutes behind. It will be a recorded video. Does the new Gen Tacoma finally have a locking gas cap? So I believe it does on the hybrid versions. Just like the Tundra TRD, or with the Tundra hybrids, that has a locking gas cap. Not, one that you can just open. There's a little button on the inside. So I believe I saw that on the Tacoma hybrids, if I'm pretty sure. I'm like 98% sure that that's the case. George says, just picked up my 24 Tundra Platinum iForce today. Congrats, dude. That's awesome. Love how smooth it is and how much power it has. Can't wait to put more miles on it. So I don't regret lifting my Platinum because it looks good in my opinion. I like the way that it looks with the lift and the bigger tires. But dude, that Platinum stock, such a plush riding truck. It rides so good, and the fact that you have the iForce Max 2 with even more power, that's awesome, man. Like, if it wasn't, I always say this, if it wasn't for YouTube, I don't know if I would have lifted my truck that high. I definitely wouldn't have put 37s on it, that is for sure. I just wanted to do 37s for YouTube and Instagram to see how it is, to give people like a different perspective of, because I had 35s on my last truck and then went to 37s on this truck. These ones are a little bit narrower. How's the gas mileage? Blah, 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 all this stuff. But it definitely sacrificed some insane ride quality that the stock truck has. But congrats on it, man. That's awesome. Brent says, I saw a video recently with the in-bed air compressor on the TRD off-road. It's cool and not a Trail Hunter or Pro exclusive. So that is going to be like kind of part of the whole Toyota AAP program that they have going on. And I'm going to actually make a video about this. I'm really hoping that GFC is able to give me some of their high-res photos soon of their camper. But basically, it's going to be talking about how Toyota has really reached out and given dimensions and stuff to companies to allow these trucks, like even before they come out, to have aftermarket parts. And Toyota's always been really good about this, and the aftermarket community has always been like really good about doing stuff right away for Toyota products versus other manufacturers. But it seems like, with this 4th gen, like they're really hitting the ground running with stuff right away, which is very cool. Full Send, what is up, man? How's it going? He says, so I have a question. Talking Land Cruiser, which grade would you prefer? The 58 regular cruiser, or the first edition? I'm gonna throw that one in there. To be honest, I think just the regular Land Cruiser. Now, it would be cool to have the first edition. I kind of feel like that's gonna be like the TRD Pro in a sense that will hold its value really well. The 1958 for the starting price of it and just kind of how bare it is inside with the cloth interior, manual seats, smaller screen. Depending on the price of what the normal Land Cruiser grade starts at, I don't see me wanting that one. And the only reason I would want one of those is just because of the round headlights. I do like the round headlights. However, the headlights on the regular Land Cruiser, those rectangular ones, I actually really liked in person, like a lot more than I thought I was. In photos, I was all about the round lights. But in person, and I don't know if it was just the Heritage Blue because I'm a sucker for a blue like that, but that one just looked really, really good. So interested to see what the price is, right? Like if the 58 starts at around 54 to 56, and then the other like next Land Cruiser grade starts at like 59 to 60, then to me that's a no-brainer to go to the Land Cruiser. But if they're like a $10,000 difference, which I don't see why they would be, then the 58 may be worth it, because a Land Cruiser in the mid-60s and the 70s, like that's kind of crazy. That's like Sequoia territory at that point. Hey John, is confirmed that the Land Cruiser will be the iForce Max. Yep, is it turbo or twin turbo? It is a single turbo for that, and all Land Cruisers will be a normal iForce Max. So you can only get a hybrid on that one. No just normal 2.4 liter or anything like that. Only a hybrid. Ashman, what is up, dude? Thank you for being a member, and I am live. I'm glad you're able to come on in and hang out for a little bit. I'm not sure how long we're gonna hang out today. I know some people may watch football or whatever, or do whatever they want on Thursday. And I just kind of like threw this one at you guys because I was doing a lot of work today, and as I was saying earlier in the live stream, not sure if you guys have been here that long, but the last few videos haven't done so hot. And not that I care about fame and fortune or whatever, like that's not what I do YouTube for. But basically when you upload a YouTube video, out of your last 10 videos, it says 1 of 10, 2 of 10. It ranks basically where the video is at that time that you post it, where it falls within your last 10 videos. So like a super banger video, it's gonna be like a 1 of 10 to like a 3 of 10. Like it's a very good performing video. But the last few videos have been like 8 of 10, 9 of 10, 10 of 10, like this Camry one, right? And I'm still gonna post them, right? Because I don't care about fame and fortune. It does hurt me on the YouTube side because, you know, I fall out of your algorithm a little bit of doing like actual YouTube videos, because like if I do 5 videos where not a lot of my audience cares, like back to back to back, why are they going to watch it on the 6th one, right? So YouTube doesn't recommend me, even though people may be subscribed to them because of that. So I figured that I would just do a live stream today to kind of break up the bad juju of videos, because it's just been a lot of part installs lately. The channel has evolved into more of a review channel and Toyota news and stuff. And it's body on frame trucks and off-road and all that. So I mean, a Camry teaser, that's not like insanely popular here on YouTube for like a full length video. I probably should have just done a short form or just a community tab on it, but it's all good. But it did pretty good on Instagram. A lot of people like talking about the Camry and stuff over there, if it is gonna be the Camry. I keep saying it's Camry because like Car and Driver said it was Camry. A bunch of the big people said that it was a Camry, but it could be whatever we want it to be. But not gonna let a 10 of 10 kind of ruin me and like get me all down and stuff, because I know if that was a 4Runner teaser, dude, it would have been a 1 of 10. That video would have been going crazy and we would all be talking about it like, holy crap, blah, blah, blah. But it's not time for that yet, unfortunately. Glenn says, my coworker just purchased a brand new 1794 Tundra iForce Max Hybrid. He's getting 15 miles per gallon. Does this seem right? My V8 Tundra with 270,000 miles gets 14. So dude, what he's doing is he's enjoying all that horsepower and torque. That's what I think he's doing, because that MPG is horrible. I'm getting more than that on my normal iForce Tundra on 37s. Like I'm at like 15.6, 15.7 per the computer. And when people say, if you do tire math because the truck's going faster than what it actually is, people are saying I'm at like low 16. So that's kind of crazy for him to be at only 15. I think he's in the sauce a little bit too much, feeling out like all that power. He's keeping the turbos moving and stuff. But congrats. I mean, it's a cool truck. But he's just enjoying all that torque. Our Run said, I think I said your name right, my dad is going to be getting a 2024 Tacoma TRD Sport. He currently drives an 07 with 220,000 miles on it. Super excited for him. I hope he enjoys it. I hope he enjoys it as much as he did that, what, 2nd generation Tacoma? I really hope he does. Christian says, where are the 4th generations going to be made at? So those Tacomas are going to be made in Mexico. There's going to be 2 plants, I believe, in Mexico that the truck is going to be made at. So basically where the current one is being made at as well, the new one will be made there. And honestly, like with the 3rd gen Tacoma, even though it's made in Mexico, it is very well put together. It's very well put together. My lime green one, the electric lime metallic one out there, it is very well put together. It's solid. Like the materials, you know, aren't as high quality as like the 4Runner or like other Japan-based Toyota vehicles, right? But the quality is definitely there. It felt like our old RAV4 hybrid. That quality was there too. So yeah, I don't know. We will see. But it is going to be made in Mexico. Full Send says, when the GX came out, it had the LX engine. A year later, 4Runner got the V8 option. Now GX has the LX engine. You think that the Land Cruiser will get a V6? I don't think so. I think that they're just going to hang out with that iForce Max in the Land Cruiser and just call it a day. And if someone wants the V6 option, I think that they'll just push people into the GX, if that makes sense. Like if you're already at the top of the line, might as well just convert you into a Lexus because you're already, you know, a Toyota person. Might as well convert you to the new higher grade of Toyota, right, in Lexus if you want the V6 option. But I think depending on MPG numbers, man, if people care about that, I think a lot of people are going to be excited that the Land Cruiser doesn't get that V6, because I don't know, like the Tundras and Sequoias, like they are in the 20s with that same V6. Granted, the Sequoia is a hybrid, but that Land Cruiser with that V6, that is bad gas mileage, like super bad. I'm curious how like heavy and much of a tank that it is, like to just get that bad of gas mileage. It's crazy. Abel says, hey bro, do you think that the new 4Runner is going to look a lot like the Land Cruiser? I don't think it's going to look anything like the Land Cruiser. The Land Cruiser and GX, they have their own kind of distinct look to them. And I was told, well, I don't know if I'm going to say this, but the Land Cruiser looks more like a Land Cruiser, right? And the GX just kind of looks like a new GX. But if you look at the Land Cruiser, it's almost like it was thought of first, right? And the GX, they just used that same platform for it. Even though that the GX was revealed first to us, it's almost like that whole platform was based around the Land Cruiser, because you can really see a lot of cues to older generations, even to the FJ in the Land Cruiser, right? Even though it's a Prado for us, or the 250 here in the States. Like that's technically what it is, but in the States we just call it Land Cruiser. But you see a lot of cues. I don't think that the 4Runner is gonna follow that much at all. I think that the 4Runner is gonna look a little bit more aggressive and look a bit more kind of like the Tacoma, but hopefully have like some distinguished features from it. The fact that the Land Cruiser sits like right before the Sequoia kind of makes me think that the 4Runner will be a bit more aggressive and kind of be able to like play the more off-roady vehicle, and not like the blending the line of like soccer mom, I say soccer mom, but like mall crawler to build into an off-roader. Like that's kind of what the Land Cruiser is like, if you want to off-road it with it, highly capable, super highly capable, but it's also got all the luxury comfort features and all that stuff to just be like a road tripper or a cruiser basically, right? So it's that good blend, just like the Sequoia is that good blend. There's badass builds of Sequoias out there, people really off-roading them, but a lot of people using them as family haulers. I feel like the 4Runner, it'll just be, like it can obviously do that, but it'll be more geared towards the off-roader, hopefully. Kenneth says that the Tacoma 4-cylinder turbo and towing, not happy with the engine change as I tow a 4,000-pound trailer. I'm ready to buy early spring. So if you're only towing a 4,000-pound trailer, that truck can definitely do it. And with it being a 4-cylinder turbo, if I know you're not happy about that, so you're probably not even happy about it being a hybrid, but if you're towing and you can just like forget that it's a 4-cylinder and forget that it's a hybrid, I think that you're going to be really happy, and I haven't driven it yet, but I will, with the iForce Max in the Tacoma. We're talking 465 foot-pounds of torque, which is insane for towing, and it comes on super low in the RPM range. So if you could just like get it out of your head, it's a 4-banger, it's a hybrid, blah, 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 and just like get in the truck and tow a 4,000-pound trailer, it'll be great, dude. So that's what I'm excited for that truck. Even though it's a 4-cylinder, it's gonna have that electric assisted power to really help with the low-end torque for both off-road crawling, towing stuff with it, you know, especially if it's weighted down too. Like my truck out there, the Tacoma with that 3.5 V6, it's good, right? It's good, but you can tell that you've added some weight onto the truck. And I hope that the hybrids of this next Tacoma that are coming out, like with that low-end torque, like you'll be able to tell that you put weight on it, but hopefully all that assistance is like, that's whatever, like we'll get through all the weight, if you know what I mean. Glenn, what's up, says, John, remember I told you way back that my 2020 Platinum Highlander had bald tires with less than 14,000 miles. Bridgestone stunk. Oh man, I vaguely remember a comment like that. I can't remember 100%, but yeah, is Bridgestone even a tire company anymore? Like, I don't know. I'm always about certain tires, and especially in the off-road community, not a lot of people use Bridgestones, I guess. It's more of like a compact car tire, I would think. But dang, that's crazy. Hopefully they warrantied them. I can't remember. Oh, yep, there we go. My dealership replaced them and took 2 months to get it done. Jeez, dude, that's insane. The Clue guy says, you getting both a Land Cruiser and a Tacoma. Do you guys want to see it? Because if the audience wants to see it and the views will be there, you know, to help that make sense, then I could definitely do both of them. But as of right now, if I do both of them, the 4Runner 100% has to go. So, and the whole reason for that is because that cash for the 4Runner would probably buy the Tacoma, so I wouldn't have a car payment. So if you guys want to see both of them, then the views would have to be there, and that's on me too. It's not on you guys to click on every single video. I have to make interesting content, right? I have to make interesting content about it, keep the content up as well. So that's my job. But if you guys want to see the Land Cruiser and the Tacoma, something will definitely have to go until like the YouTube's doing pretty good. But yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at all. Oh, I already answered that one from Abel. Nate says, falling in love with the new GX550. Any plans on getting one of those for the channel? Geez, you guys love spending my money, huh? Also, do you think that the new engine platform in it will be as reliable as the old V8? So the cool thing about the reliability in that, right, is going to help with the Tundra, because the Tundra has that engine, the Sequoia has that engine, even though it's hybridized, the LX has that engine, so it's gonna be like a super volume engine, which is cool. So I think that through trial and error, and with Toyota having customers not be guinea pigs, right, but just as an engine goes out into the masses, they're able to identify potential problems, fix them to help further bulletproof the engine. I think that it'll be very good. It's definitely gonna be more torquey than the V8. It most likely won't get as good of gas mileage as we had hoped, but the gas mileage will probably be around the same once you start loading it up. But I think that it'll be a really good platform. I did really think that I wanted a GX until I saw the Land Cruiser. And even though that the Land Cruiser has a 4-banger in it, I just like the looks of it a little bit more. I like the interior a lot more of the Land Cruiser for some reason. The GX just seemed... and I need to get in a GX again, but the GX just seemed like steering wheel, screen, and very dark interior. I don't remember a whole lot of it because it was only at a very brief Lexus event that I was invited to, and it was kind of dark inside of that warehouse that we were in. So I definitely want to get into the GX again after being in the Land Cruiser, but if I was to pick one of those two, it would probably be the Land Cruiser. Hopefully I get like GXs as like press vehicles and stuff to drive around for a week to see for you guys, but I think I would lean more towards the Land Cruiser, personally. Sim Baby says, question, I saw a few videos on YouTube about the 24 Tacoma Pro. I see that they didn't have the light in the truck bed, and some videos I saw did have the light. So all the trucks out there right now, and it may be a package too, but all the trucks out there right now are pre-production. So don't like take what you see on YouTube kind of like with a grain of salt, because like even Toyota Jeff was at the Overland Expo and he was like, he called me and he's like, hey John, how do I change the lights on the rigid lights? Because it was a trail hunter. He's like, how do I change the lights from white to amber? Like, I can't figure it out. And I had to look back in one of my videos, like, to show him. I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure it's on the left-hand side, like, under the auxiliary buttons down there. Like, you just press that button, and it will change the fog lights from white to yellow. And he's like, it's not there. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird, because the ones in Hawaii, it was there. So it's basically what I'm getting at is they're all pre-production. So some trucks may have some things on them, right, that may not specifically be on that type of build, but they want it on the truck so they could test it. So if they're gonna build up, like, let's say a Tier D off-road, they may throw a moonroof in it or something, even though if that may not come on a Tier D off-road, I hope it does, but they may put it in it just to see how the moonroof acts on that specific model or on that truck platform, right, with all the testing that they do. So they may not have just done that on that truck for some reason, but the Tier D Pro should have a lot of the features on it for sure. Jimmy, hey, how's it going, man? Ashman says, did you get a look at that new Celica? Dude, I hope that... So Toyota teased that Celica, or they didn't tease the Celica, but they showed like an old school picture of it, and there's been articles going around talking about how Toyota wants to bring the Celica nameplate back. And Jason Kirchie, I don't know if you remember him, Swell Runner, he commented on one of my posts on Instagram. He's like, a Celica would be cool, but where would it fall, like for the GR86 and then a Celica and then a Supra? And I commented back, I was like, honestly, like if the Celica came back, it may take the place of the Supra. So you would have GR86 and then the Celica, and then that allows the Supra for the next generation to evolve into like just a very, not like a crazy car, but like a very cool car. So like think of like the Nissan GTR, even though it's like super old now or whatever from Nissan, that is like way above the level of what the Supra is. Like the Supra is basically on the level of the new Nissan Z, like the 400Z, right? So that's like kind of the Supra level. Imagine if the Supra just kind of like went up there to like GTR status of like the new GTR. That would be kind of crazy. So if the Celica came back, I think that that's kind of what it would do. And then there's also rumors too with Toyota bringing an MR2 back, which that would be awesome as like a kind of electric vehicle. I don't know. That would be really cool, but we'll see. Sean says, just got my 23 1794 last month coming from a Tacoma. Damn, what a truck. Big truck, right? Like, and lots of power. Every time I get like in my Tacoma, like from driving my Tundra and stuff, like I enjoy it, right? Because the Tacoma just has that just nostalgia kind of feel to it. But yeah, it is kind of crazy going back and forth. And I realized that we are actually like 15 minutes behind in content or in comments right now. So I'm going to rapid fire through a little bit of these guys, but I do enjoy giving you guys just as much time as possible per the comments because you guys take time out of your day to hang out with me. Nightcrawler, what up, dude? How's it going? Can't live your life on ratings. No, I know. He's talking about the last few videos not being the best, and that's perfectly fine. It is all good. Not here for the fame. If a video gets 10 views that I worked on, but it helped 5 people out, like with anything, that's all I care about, man. That's all I care about. It's just hard sometimes when you see videos doing really good, right? And you're like, oh wow, is this like the new norm of my channel? I don't know. And then like other videos fall off a little bit, but it's all good. It is no worries at all. John says, what is going on with the Tundra Trail Hunter? Haven't heard anything about it for a while. That is my goal when I go to SEMA this year, because we'll see what they have to reveal at SEMA. But it was just a concept, right? But I'm going to be like, hey, it's been a year. Like, where is this truck? Like, it came out for the Tacoma. The Tacoma Trail Hunter is going to be a thing. It's literally a trim level for the 2024 Tacoma, for the 4th gen Tacoma. Where is it for the Tundra? What's going on? So I don't know. They've been pretty quiet about it. It just came out as a concept, but the concept became a reality with a Tacoma, but not with the Tundra, which is kind of crazy. Jimmy says, I noticed that Toyota posted something today. I think the 2025 Camry. Yeah, I posted a video, and this is what I'm talking about, right, with the YouTube algorithm, which is crazy. So you get a couple of videos that don't do good, and people don't see the videos, right? So I posted about this, and I hate algorithms. They're so stupid. Like, if you're subscribed to someone, you should see their stuff, right? Anyways, but yeah, so I did a video about it. I think it may be a Camry. Toyota has also been talking about the Celica, but it does look like it's a full 4-door vehicle. We could see the 2 seats in the front. We could see the seats in the back. I mean, if we want real quick, we could look at it on Toyota's newsroom. But yeah, I mean, it may just be the Camry, and it's about a month away, right? Which is about how they do, like how long they do their teasers. I need to move my phone real quick, sorry guys, to present this to you. Share screen, boom, the newsroom, let's go. So they said a new dawn is coming, right? So what the heck does that mean? So a lot of us are thinking, and it's big people, says, can you guess what is on the horizon? and then we had the picture right here. So a lot of people are thinking that it may be the Camry, and obviously nothing is official. But if big time, you know, Motor Trends and all those dudes, Car and Driver, are saying, oh, it's this, then it may be that, but it could be something else. Toyota could always do a curveball. But it's just kind of crazy because they're a month away from the LA Auto Show, and that's basically like when Toyota will do teasers like this. Is around a month to a month and a half out, depending on like the department and how they want to do it. But this is the photo we got. So you could see kind of like in the back, there's two headrests back there. The middle one may either be a screen or it may be a headrest too. And then we have these little DRLs, which are kind of crazy because like if you zoom in closer to the side, oh Jesus Christ. If you go in like closer to the side a little bit, it looks like the lights are still kind of there, which is weird. So I'm very curious as to how this will look. Very Camry-esque side mirrors and stuff, and then this one kind of had like a little body kit on it, so it may be like a TRD Camry or it may be like a GR Camry. I have no idea, but we'll see. Sean says, did you try any other unit for watching YouTube on the screen? So I emailed the Magic Box company saying, hey, what's up with this? They said they've never seen it before. I'm like, well, it messed up with my Tundra. What's going on? And they've kind of have been hit and miss with emails, so it's whatever. But I do have the new CarPlay or CarLink kit to try out for the truck as well. So the Benizzi's been fine. Like, I just don't like the whole operating system of the Benizzi. It's kind of weird. But I do have the CarLink kit one that I'm going to try for you guys. Disappointed on that Tundra fit and finish, I know. But hopefully they'll fix it. Hopefully they will fix it. We will see. Sorry, I meant what unit. Yep. Yeah, etc. Trail maps on the screen. Yep, so the CarLink kit, the Benizzi I've used, and then the Magic Box. We'll see if the Magic Box gets better. Overland Series, how's it going? He says, hey John, Overland Series from Southern California. What do you think of snorkels on trucks that are a daily? I think it's fine. A lot of people will turn their snorkels backwards so they don't suck in rain or anything like that. I think it's fine. I mean, a lot of people like the sounds of it too because they can hear the air coming in from up above, which is fine. I feel like if you off-road the vehicle and it warrants a snorkel, then you have no choice but to put it on, right? But they won't affect, you know, daily driving. If anything, it'll be sucking in cooler air up there potentially than inside your fender well. So it shouldn't have any issues on daily driving. And also should definitely buy a budget four-wheel drive to take on the trails. So I agree with this 100%. And when we move down to Tampa and everything gets all settled and stuff, one build that I really want to do, and it may just be a year or two from now, right, when I'm able to have like a actual shop. Like that is a cool dream to have, and I really want it to happen, is where like I have my own shop. Like the garage, it's awesome. I love it, blessed for that, worked hard for that, cool. But it's not like I can't just put multiple vehicles in there, have multiple vehicles torn apart, insane lighting and stuff, have vehicles on lifts, and just really take my time with a vehicle apart, right? So that is where having a shop in the future would be awesome. And a budget build, it would start as a budget because it would be cheap to buy, but it would get expensive quickly, is I want to restore a first gen 4Runner. I want to restore a first gen 4Runner or an old FJ40 and restore it to an OEM plus style, right? Kind of do like a, not like a resto mod to where, well, I guess it would be a resto mod, but it wouldn't be like for performance or anything like that. It would just be to have that old school body style, but have some of the creature comforts of a modern vehicle, and turn it into like a beach cruiser. So able to take the tops off, because you could take the top off of a first gen 4Runner or also those old FJs, and just put whatever I want in it, go down to the beach, hang out, get back in that old school vehicle and drive back, right? So that is a build that I really want to do. And then, yeah, a thrash and bash, like off-roader to go have fun and stuff with, that would be really, really cool. Probably like a third gen 4Runner or a first gen Tacoma for that is what I would want. I love that body style. The 3.4 V6 bulletproof, like that is what I would want for that. If it was a Tacoma, it would be just a 2-door short bed, right? It would probably even be a pre-runner. It wouldn't even be like a full 4-wheel drive vehicle. I think that one would be cool. Or a 3rd gen 4Runner in either like a green or a purple. That'd be pretty cool. Lexus TX or Grand Highlander? Good question. So price-wise, dude, I'm going Grand Highlander all day. I did not, when I was sitting in the Lexus TX, it was more refined. It was a bit quieter on the inside than what I remember for a Grand Highlander. But when you're talking a difference of $10,000 to $15,000 to $20,000, I guess if you're that rich, maybe that money isn't a big difference for you. But for me, like it made no sense why I would pick a TX over a Grand Highlander, especially when, you know, if you want like the 2.4 liter hybrid, right, in like the 500h F Sport, like you're talking close to $20,000 difference almost between the Grand Highlander and that, which I didn't see it personally. I didn't see the $20,000 difference like warranted really. And that was going to be the hard thing for that, right? Is like you have the premium brand and then you have your Toyota brand. But the powertrain alone, like I would pick the Grand Highlander over that. Now, if money wasn't an option, right, it would probably be the 550h plus plug-in hybrid, because that one actually felt quieter because it had all the batteries for insulation under it. You could get good EV range with it. It had tons of power. Like that one felt, you know, proper for the price, I guess. But I would pick Grand Highlander all day. NC says, that much torque on a 4-cylinder, dang, how long will it last? Time will tell. Time will tell on how long all these 4 cylinders last with all that power. Don says, when you have a chance to test drive the 24 Tacoma, which will be next month, guys, could you ask the engineers if A-Track has been incorporated into 4Low? I didn't see an A-Track button on any of the Tacoma reviews. Actually didn't either, but yes, I will. I'll see if it's just there, right? Like if you throw it into 4Low, if it's just part of the traction control system, or if they integrated it into like the crawl control or any of the off-road modes, because it's a new generation of crawl control, right? So it may just be part of that. Sudsy on the Water says, hey John, how's it going? What is up? Thank you for joining in. Super says, I've been hearing that they're developing a full-blown GR Hilux for the next gen, like a proper race-ready truck. That would be sick. Yeah, those GR Hiluxes, man, they look so cool overseas. So cool overseas. NC, the like police, like always, I appreciate it. If you guys could like the video, that helps out creators way more than you know. It's just awesome. Josue says, I have a 23 Tundra Pro. Do you think that it's worth to get a Tacoma Pro? So depending on how the Tacoma is, I already talked to my wife about this. Depending on how good the Tacoma is and what we're doing in our life at that time, the Tacoma may replace my Tundra, and only for a little bit, right? And it's because I had the 3rd gen Tundra for, you know, 2 trucks now. I did the normal, I did an SR5 short bed, and now I have a Platinum long bed. So more of the creature comforts and stuff that I've been able to experience for you guys. Although I really wanted to experience the iForce Max more for you guys, like in my own daily, which we kind of had with the Sequoia for only the 6 months until I sold it. But if the Tacoma is like insanely good and I don't see the need for my Tundra, then it may just replace it temporarily until we get into like more renovation stuff and whatnot. Because I feel like that may take a tiny pause when we move down to Tampa and we start getting our bearings for everything and stuff down there for investment purposes. But I don't see us using like the Tundra for like full-on truck stuff in the early stages that I have the Tacoma. Now, if I build the Tacoma up into like what that Tacoma is out there, then I may obviously still need a Tundra, but it just depends, man. I mean, the Tundra TRD Pro is good. If you sell it, it'll hopefully, you know, still really hold its value depending on what you paid for it. And then if you roll that into a Tacoma TRD Pro, I mean, that's gonna hold its value, especially for the first couple of years, as there's not gonna be that many out there, right? Because Toyota's starting a whole new production of a whole new vehicle. The numbers will be a little bit smaller until they get up into higher Tacoma numbers. Overland Series says, when do you think that car prices will go down, finance interest rates and all that stuff? I know Toyota still have major markups. I don't think it's going down for any time soon. I mean, especially interest rates. I know that interest rates, they're kind of just going like this and stuff. But car prices are starting to get slashed a bit. Like, you know, people are doing $5,000 off, $10,000 off. Just depends on the vehicle, right? And where you live too. That is a big thing that I notice. It depends on where you live. So, you know, places in Texas that have a whole bunch of trucks, they may be willing to work with you a little bit on a price, or just any dealership that has a lot of vehicles. I was at Toyota Fort Walton Beach getting that Terra Tundra, and they're at MSRP, or some vehicles have addendums on them, but they're like, we're willing to work with people, right? Like, we're selling cars for under MSRP if people want to, you know, negotiate and stuff, because they have vehicles on the lot. There were probably 6 to 8 Tundras on the lot, and like the last few times I had gone there, nothing. So they had like 6 to 8 Tundras on the lot. Sudsy says, still waiting for my Sequoia Platinum, starting to get a little impatient. What would you cross shop? Loyal Toyota guy here, but being impatient. I mean, the Tahoe, honestly, like I grew up with Chevys and Fords and stuff, and we did have some Toyotas, but I would say that the Tahoe is probably a good one to look at, honestly. If you like Ford, then go with the Expedition. But if you're loyal to Toyota and you don't, honestly, if you're loyal to Toyota and you don't need a off-roader, or you don't need something that is going to tow a trailer, a Grand Highlander, 100%. Like if I had a family and I was going to pick a family vehicle just to haul the family from Toyota, I would pick the Grand Highlander 100% over the Sequoia. Just for function, the cargo space in the back, the gas mileage, I would 100% pick it over a Sequoia. Now, if I had a boat, or if I needed to tow a camper, or me and the family were gonna go off-roading wherever, then yeah, you're kind of locked into a Sequoia or like a Chevy Tahoe Z71 or something like that. But maybe pivot towards a Grand Highlander. Or a Land Rover. I mean, that's expensive too. But the Platinum's not that crazy. Well, crazy in price too. But yeah, the Land Rovers, I mean, if you trust the reliability of them, then those seem plenty big for a family. Hey Vince, how's it going? Ashwin says, could the Celica could axe the Supra, and then Toyota could cut out the BMW partnership and have house-made sports cars again. That is where I'm hoping it goes. Not that BMW is anything bad, right? Like, BMW makes some pretty good performance cars. Like the Supra is great, honestly. Like, I'm not the hugest fan of the partnership, especially with that nameplate, right, of Supra. But if you think about it, like even the Mark IV Supra, that engine was developed with Yamaha. So I mean, like, it's not like even the Mark IV was a full, pure Toyota product, right? It had Yamaha in there, it had other companies like helping develop a vehicle. But the Mark V Supra is a bit much of BMW. However, it's a great car. It's a reliable car. Toyota's reliability and their tuning and just everything about it made that car a very good car, even though it has a lot of BMW parts. But yeah, it's just a weird car. It's like the only one made in that area in Austria, like for Toyota and stuff. I've heard, like, with these events and stuff that I go to, like, it's not a headache child, but it's like it's not as easy doing Supra stuff as it is like GR Corolla stuff, or like the 86 stuff and stuff like that. But even the 86 partnership with Subaru, I've watched people's videos and people talk about that. Even that is not like on the rocks. I mean, Toyota has a huge ownership in Subaru, but like even talking about the next gen 86, like that may not even be a partnership either with Subaru. So Toyota may just be wanting to do a lot of stuff in-house with their sports cars. And if there's a company to have multiple different sports cars, multiple different crossovers, multiple sedans, like Toyota just somehow pulls it off. And I don't know how, but yeah. And C says, hey John, what's up again, man? Appreciate it. Howdy from Arizona, Jim. Howdy, how's it going? Brent says, I don't understand the complaints on the new turbo 4-cylinder versus the outgoing V6. Tacoma V6, there's the numbers 4-cylinder, there's the numbers. The new 4-cylinder has more torque than the V6, and the 4-cylinder is the lower engine option in the 2024. Yeah, it's just, unfortunately, it's just people that want displacement for no reason. And reliability, I get, because you're throwing a turbocharger at it, right? I get that. But if you're looking at pure numbers and you just don't like a V6 because it's not, or you don't like a 4-cylinder because it's not a V8, also with that too that you missed, Brent, is the 8-speed transmission. Like, we have a brand new transmission in this truck that's going to be able to hold power through all these gears and stuff instead of hopefully not gear hunting like the outgoing 6-speed transmission. So like, not only is it more horsepower, more torque in certain configurations, right? But you're going to have a brand new transmission too. So I mean, I'm all for it. Like, especially in the mid-size truck, I could care less if it has the 4-cylinder personally. The Tundra, it would still be nice to have at least a V8 option like the 5.0 from Lexus, or just something, right, as like just to shut those V8 people up. But the 6-cylinder, like, it has plenty of power, way more than the outgoing truck. The 10-speed is buttery smooth. It's just, in my opinion, it's a much better powertrain, like, just for drivability. Now, it's still questionable for reliability long term, but the drivability in the current term is like great with it. So I agree with you on that. A little speculation here, but I think the i4 will have much better MPG than the outgoing V6. Oh, 100%, especially, again, with the 8-speed transmission as well. Perhaps they will put the Trailhunter on the refresh for Tundra 2025. And do you think it'll be a 2025? Because, I mean, that's only 3 years with the current 3rd gen that we have. I mean, 3 to 4 years, which I guess that they did 7 years for the 2nd gen before it got into basically the 2.5 gen. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how long that they'll do this current generation of style before they refresh it for the Tundra, but we'll see. And then NC says, was that Celica or Corolla? I think that the teaser, I mean, is most likely the Camry, right? But it definitely looked very Corolla-esque, and it kind of also looked Prius-esque in the front too. But we'll see. It most likely will be revealed, whatever it is, at the LA Auto Show, because the LA Auto Show is in a month. So if we got a teaser now, we may see it in about a month. But whatever it is, I'm going to the LA Auto Show regardless. Super pumped about that. So whatever it is, I'll show you guys. How much will the Tacoma SR cost? I think that it's going to be right at around 29 to 30 grand. Because the Tacoma right now, it already starts at like 28. If they bump it up a little bit in price, it may just be right at 30 grand. But it would be pretty cool if the Tacoma was able to start in the 20s still. Christian says, will you be able to sit lower as the latest model won't allow the seat to go low? So when you sit in the Tacoma, I assume you're talking about that, Christian. When you sit in the Tacoma, it is very comfortable. It is very comfortable to sit in there. It just feels like a mini Tundra. And you could put the seat low, you could put the seat high. Very, very adjustable in that truck. They really worked on the driver's seating position for it, which is nice. Josh says, I love my 21 Ridgeline, but I just made jump on the new Gen Tacoma. Hopefully, dude, Toyota announces the Stout. Like, that would be really cool. So many people want that Stout. And that would be a nice transition from those like you that like a unibody truck, like not a car truck, right? But it's more of a unibody. Well, it's not a car because it's still a truck style, but like the Ford Maverick and the Hyundai Santa Cruz, like those types of vehicles. So that would be cool if Toyota was able to offer that. So then that could bring buyers like you, instead of going to a body-on-frame truck, you know, sitting up a little bit higher or whatever, the Stout would be perfect for that. I think that the fact that Toyota hasn't done that yet, or hasn't like accelerated whatever that thought process is for that truck, like it's just money left on the table. It is money left on the table. I know that the Tacoma sells so well for Toyota, but just imagine if they had a truck that was based on like the RAV4 platform, right? Or maybe even the Corolla Cross, but it would be nice if it was the RAV4 just for it being a little bit bigger. It had a 2.4 liter turbo in it, or also you could do it as a hybrid with their 2.5 hybrid, and you had a truck that was able to get like 35, 40 miles per gallon. What the heck is that little plus thing? Why did that pop up? That was weird. And if you were able to have like that much gas mileage That'd be so cool. I would really, really like a stout. And you know, it's just good for those that just do random Home Depot runs, or just they want the function of gas mileage and like a good road tripping vehicle, but also the functionality of a truck whenever they need it. Like the stout would be awesome, man. But you can't go wrong with the new Tacoma if you're coming. Yep, I figured you were talking about the Tacoma. Lugo says, hello, what would be your prediction on when the 24 TRD off-road will become available non-hybrid? December into January is when I feel like those are gonna be coming out. NC says, hey, I'm a V8 fan. No, I know. Hey, V8s have their place. I get it. But they're going away. Like, unfortunately, they're going away. Like, even Dodge, the Hellcat, put a Hellcat in the Dodge Caravan, right? Dodge is getting rid of their V8s too, in the form of that new Hurricane engine that they have, which is an inline 6-cylinder. That thing's gonna be a torque monster. But yeah, even Dodge is getting rid of it. I know Ford will be getting rid of it soon. It just sucks. Like, it sucks that like it's just not an option anymore for car companies. And Toyota is a very by-the-book company. So like when I was at the DC Auto Show and stuff, and it was a very political auto show, which I didn't realize how much politics, I mean, politics freaking goes into everything, but I didn't realize how much like the car industry like had to like deal with politicians and stuff. And oh Jesus Christ, where was I going on that? But anyways, so these companies that have had the V8 forever, right? So you have to offset a V8 in your lineup with X amount of low emissions cars or whatever, or you can also pay a fee. So you pay a fee to the government or whatever for having all these V8s and having all this crazy stuff in your lineup, like Ford with the Raptor R, still offering the 5.0 V8, all this stuff. So like those companies are paying these fees for having the vehicles in their lineup still. Toyota is a very by-the-book company, so they're like, well, we're not gonna pay fees. Profit is there. This is the way that the future is going anyways. Here it is. So it kind of stinks, right? Like, because they could have done like a more modern 5.7 or kind of bring the 5.0 from the Lexus and tune it up a little bit for a truck. They could have 100% done that. But because of emissions and stuff, Toyota's like, this is the way the future is going anyways. We're not going to pay any crazy fees or stuff like that. It is what it is. So Here Goes Nothing says, at the Orange County Auto Show, they showed the price starting at $28,600 for the new Tacoma, but took that price away the next day for some reason. So if you look at that, and I had plenty of people message me this on my Instagram, I saw that as well, and I almost made a video, but then I did a little bit of research. The current Tacoma starts at $28,600. So I think that they just put that on there, because if you go to Toyota's website right now, it says that the current Tacoma starts at $28,600. I think that they kind of just put that as a mess up, or like if you scanned that little QR code on that thing, it probably took you to maybe either the sign up page for the 4th gen Tacoma or the current build, the 2023. But yeah, I did see that and it was kind of strange. I mean, that'd be crazy though, if Toyota started the new Tacoma at that same price. Like, hey, here's a brand new vehicle. We're still aggressive with our price. Here it is. That's a home run, in my opinion. That'd be awesome. NC says, though, that he loves his 4.7 V8, smooth as silk, 29 miles per gallon Imperial on the highway. Heck yeah. Yeah, the 4.7, man, I love that in my last Tundra. It's such a good engine. Herbs and Spices says, started to see the first Grand Highlanders driving around town. I've only seen 2 Sequoias, though, over the last year. Yeah, Sequoia numbers, man, super low. Very, very low. I mean, the Sequoia numbers were low with the last generation, and even with this new one, very, very low. Dylan says, I'm getting that window whistle on my SR5 driver's side, super annoying. Yeah, for some reason, coming back from Tampa, I don't know what it is, and granted my truck is lifted now, so I'm not sure how much of a deal I should make of this, but it's like some trim or something just randomly got positioned in another spot. And every once in a while, driving my truck too, like I understand wind noise. Wind noise is wind noise, right? It's a brick going through the air, but high-pitched whistles, that shouldn't be a thing. So my truck too is getting that now on the driver's side as well. It's just like every once in a while, like if the wind catches it at the right spot, it's just like just like what you said, Dylan. It's a whistle, and it's frustrating. It's like I really just want to keep one of these Tundras until like, you know, 200,000 miles just to see how much it breaks down. You know, it's just kind of concerning. I don't know. It's just like, it seems like the more and more miles I put on the truck, the more just little fit and finish things start to present themselves, which is super frustrating, right? Because like I enjoy Toyota and like I'm a fanboy in a sense, but I'm still real with you guys and tell you guys what's going on. But like, I don't want to just completely bash the truck because the powertrain's great. Like that is what the truck was engineered for too. But it's 2023 and there needs to be a balance of, hey, this truck was engineered great, like the powertrain's gonna last forever, but we need some fit and finish stuff here too, guys. Like we cannot have rattling windows, we cannot have center console squeaking, we cannot have people's seats breaking, just getting in and out of their trucks. So I know they're working on this stuff, I 100% get it, and I know that nothing's perfect out of the gate, but it is annoying, like the more and more miles like I put on that truck, like the more stuff I start to see, and the more comments too, like y'all, that start to say stuff is starting to happen with my truck too, which it's crazy. It is crazy, but hopefully, you know, they fix the stuff. NC says the RAV4 is nice. I like the styling of it and the added space from older models for sure. And not sure if the RAV4 will get refreshed next year or the year after that, but I'm excited to see what they do with it. Christian says, I'm struggling on selling my 2018 4Runner to move into a new vehicle as I love it. What would you recommend? The new Tundra Platinum or wait for the Tacoma and stay with Old Faithful? If you want the same size truck like as the 4Runner, I would wait for the Tacoma, honestly. And I think a transition from the 4Runner to the Tacoma will be a little bit better. I would do that. I would do the Tacoma. Chris says, 2021 4Runner thinking about getting a 2-inch spacer lift kit and a bit bigger of a tire. The car nut says that 4Runners have wheel bearing issues when lifted. Your thoughts? That dude's a mechanic, I ain't, so I'm not gonna say he's wrong or anything like that. Bigger tires are the things though that are gonna hurt your wheel bearings. A lift kit I don't see hurting the wheel bearings depending on your if it's a proper lift kit, right? Like if you have bad CV angles and all this stuff and it's just a complete cluster F, then yeah, components are gonna fail. But if you put heavier tires, bigger tires, and heavier wheels on the vehicle, that's more mass on your hubs, which is where the wheel bearings are at. So I think maybe that is what he was talking about when you, well, I haven't seen the video, but if you put more weight on that area, I feel like that would definitely hurt your wheel bearings, obviously. Even people that run spacers sometimes, that hurts your wheel bearings, just wheel spacers. That's why with my Westcott kit on my 4Runner, it's about a 2-ish inch lift kit. That is the one that I would probably go with if you're gonna do that with your truck, because it pretty much keeps all of the stock angles up front, perfectly able to align it with the stock upper control arm. It keeps your axles in your front like the same exact way. And if you're gonna put a little bit bigger of a tire on it, just depends on how big you go. But I only went with 285/70 17s on my 4Runner, stock TRD wheel, and it looks great in my opinion. I do wish that the wheels poked out just a little bit more because they are inside the wheel well a little bit, but I don't have any like worries with my 4Runner at all going down into the future, like with bearing issues and stuff. And unfortunately, if it does happen, take it to the dealership, have them repack those bearings and stuff, get some fresh ones up in there, and it should be all right. But now if you're gonna put 35s on your 4Runner and go crazy with it, then yeah, expect some stuff to wear a little bit faster than normal. Size doesn't matter, not what she said. I get you. Yeah, but still, the Tacoma would be fine for that. Ford had a 390 V8 that got 28 miles per gallon around town back in the 70s and quickly got rid of it. Probably because the gas people at the time were like, yo, what the heck are you doing? We need to make more money. You know how that stuff is. Here Goes Nothing says, first thing I'm going to do when I get my Tacoma TRD Pro is slapping some Method wheels on it and KO2 mud train tires on it. Excited to see how that is, man. Methods on any truck. Methods are just such a clean look. They're such a clean look. V8 has a lot of potential in getting low 30s into the 20s if they did some R&D. Oh, 100%. Yeah. Jared says 6th gen. All right, so here we go. So, guys, if you don't know, all right, and let's keep this on the hush in case some Toyota people are watching. We're going to riot, and we're going to also boycott the 6th generation 4Runner if it does not have a rear roll-down window, okay? All right, so everyone in this chat, get your pitchforks, sharpen them up, get your torches, whatever we need, just in case, just have the stuff on deck for the 6th gen 4Runner riot. It's funny because like even in certain posts and stuff on Toyota's site or whatever, or even like mine, right? Like for the 6th gen 4Runner, or just anything like that. Like I'm getting stuff ready. Like it's just funny. So hopefully it does not have to happen, but just in case, we'll have our stuff ready. Chris says, it still says that the 24 Land Cruiser will get an estimated, yeah, that's crazy. So Toyota USA was quick to remove that. They were very quick, and they have since re-put that little plus icon on Land Cruiser on Toyota's site, but they have completely gotten rid of the 27 miles per gallon estimated. So yeah, I'm not sure what Toyota of Canada is doing, if Toyota United States or Toyota US has changed it. That's kind of crazy. But maybe make a video about it and it'll go away. Because that was kind of crazy. I made that video and then like it went away fast. Not saying that that was me, because like TFL, they also did the videos and stuff on it too. Maybe just a conjunction of all of us talking about that particular post. They probably saw all the videos and they're like, holy crap, we need to take this away. So hopefully it is true, or they just took those numbers from the Grand Highlander with the same kind of hybrid max for that. Mirrors are the usual cause of high-pitched whistles. Yeah, maybe the plastic is wrong with our mirrors. I'm not sure what you have. Oh my gosh, what was your name? Dylan. For yours, like I have the tow mirrors. Maybe, what the heck is a scam likely calling me for? Get out of here. Maybe you have tow mirrors too, and maybe it's that, or if you have normal mirrors, I don't know. We'll see. Enrique says, do you think that Toyota will have the prototype lift kit ready that they showed off on the SR5 for us to add on at the dealer? So yeah, I think that they will, and the way that I think that they'll do that is just like the Tundra now. So the Tundra, you can order it and the truck is built, well, you order it, and the truck is built with the TRD lift kit on it, instead of like dealerships having to do all this stuff with all the parts. It rolls down the assembly line with the lift kit on it. I'm hoping that at SEMA, they have the Tacoma there with the lift kit on it to be able to show you guys. I know that TFL, they went to an event at Toyota's headquarters. I was honestly really jealous that they got that, because that was a really cool event. They had tons of vehicles out there and stuff, and good for them, man. That is so awesome for them. But they got to see that truck, the first ever like lifted Tacoma, and yeah, full TRD kit and stuff on that, and hopefully they have it at SEMA so I can bring you guys my version of that video too. But I think that it will be like a package basically, and that when it's built, it'll just go down the assembly line with it. You could finance it all at the dealership in the one price. That would be really cool. Bad Drivers of the Mask says, gonna be installing the carbon system on my Taco tomorrow. Dude, I really enjoyed the carbon system on my Tacoma. It was loud, it was aggressive. It did have some drone, but not as bad as my Tundra did, and I think it's just because like the Tundra bed was a bit closer than my 3rd gen Tacoma that I had with that long bed. And the turbos may make the engine rev up a little bit more sometimes or whatever. But yeah, that's gonna be sick, dude. I hope you enjoy it. The initial startup, you're gonna be like, "Ooh, that truck's got some balls now." The roll down window is awesome. 100% it is. 100%. Muhammad says, do you think that the new Gen 4Runner and Land Cruiser will compete with one another? So they'll compete, but it's called like strategic price ladder or something like that. So Apple and all product companies do this, right? They'll have multiple kind of things that do the same, but increases the price to, like, you have the base price, you have the super expensive one, and these ones kind of in between in the middle, right? So you'll start off with like a 4Runner SR5, You may be like, I kind of want some creature comforts. Cool, that's gonna bring you up to like a Tier D off-road premium. And then you're like, I'm already here at the Tier D off-road premium price, what about the Pro? Well, this Pro price overlaps with the Land Cruiser, so now I'm here in Land Cruiser territory. Maybe I'll just buy this Land Cruiser. Well, shit, this price is very close to a Sequoia. So now you started looking at a $40,000 4Runner, and this isn't everyone, it's just some people are like this. You started looking at a $40,000 4Runner, and now you're up here at an $80,000 Sequoia. So the 4Runner and Land Cruiser, they'll definitely compete with each other, but they're also there with each other to help like this ladder, right? Like, do I want the 4Runner for this price, or would I rather spend a little bit more, get a little bit more power, especially too, like with that iForce Max, room in the inside, because the Land Cruiser will most likely be a little bit bigger than the 4Runner if the 4Runner keeps the same dimensions. Or now that I'm in this Land Cruiser price, maybe I'm cross-shopping a Land Cruiser and a Sequoia, you know? So they'll compete, but they'll also help out Toyota make money in that price ladder, if that makes sense. Brian says, what price do you think that the 24 GX will start at? I want to say low 60s. I want to think that the GX will start at the low 60s, because if I'm not mistaken, the current one starts at the high 50s. So I think that the new GX will start like low to mid 60s, because the Land Cruiser starts at 55, right? The GX, Lexus premium quality, if it's anything like the LX compared to the Grand Highlander, it'll be probably $9,000 to $10,000 difference. So let's just say low to mid 60s. Mitch says, how's your Plasti-Dip logo holding up? I want to do it to mine, just worry about the durability of it. So on the Tundra, it was fine. I think I got a rock chip or something like that on a road trip. The 4Runners is good too. I mean, I've had that Plasti-Dip on the back of the 4Runner for probably 4 years now, 5 years, and the only parts that have chipped is when I've opened it up and it like smacked my garage or whatever, which is completely my fault. But dude, Plasti-Dip holds up great. And the best thing is, like, if it messes up over time, pop it off, respray it, put it back on, which is cool. And then if you don't like it anymore, peel the whole thing off and you're back to OEM, which that's why I love Plasti-Dip. Plasti-Dip is awesome. Greg says, getting the 3-inch lift kit from the factory for my Tundra omits the fog light for DOT reasons. Yeah. That is, oh, and I also want to know, so I did see that on Mark's video, Tundra Dude 34. Do you guys want to see a live stream from both of us, like at the same time? I think that would be cool. Let me know in the comments real quick here if you guys want to see that. Just like write yes or whatever. But I was, because I know he does live streams and stuff too. And I was sitting in my cold plunge earlier today. I was just like, I can't shut my brain off sometimes. I was like, I want to do a live stream tonight. I was like, I don't know if Mark's doing a live stream. I don't want to, like, you know, step on his audience or whatever and do a live stream at the same time. Like, I don't want to do that. And I was like, maybe we should do one together. So I think that would be cool if me and Tundra Dude 34 like had a live stream together at the same time. But yes, I saw on his video, and it makes sense. I didn't really notice that before, and I don't think that they said anything in the press release about it. I can't remember. But even that truck at SEMA, I think it had its fog lights, right? But they just put the kit on the truck. So if it comes from the factory, you now have to comply, because Toyota is building the vehicle, you have to comply to DOT standards. If you guys remember the Tacoma Trail, the Trail Edition Tacoma, it had a lift kit from the factory on it, and it omitted the fog lights as well. So it makes sense that, you know, when Toyota sells the kit and you put it on yourself, cool, you already have the truck, right? Toyota didn't have that truck go down the assembly line, but now that it's going down the assembly line, it has to go by DOT standards, and you can't have a fog light that high, which is crazy, because I felt like the lift kit was the same height as the TRD Pros, but the TRD Pro may be like a half an inch or an inch under that or something like that. So not 100% sure. Mitch says, yes, love Mark's channel, do it. All right, I'm going to text him and see if he's good for early next week or just whenever. We'll see. Chris says, I have a 23 Tundra Limited TRD, and I had a lift kit put on it. They had to pull the skid plate off. It would not fit. Do you know if Toyota will come out with one? That doesn't... What skid plate? I had the lift kit, and they had to pull the skid plate off of it. So I know that they do stuff underneath of the truck, but I don't know why an OEM lip or an OEM skid plate wouldn't fit back on the truck. I know that there's different axles and stuff with it. I don't know if there's different sway bars with the kit, but I don't know why an OEM skid plate wouldn't fit on the truck. I'll need to look into that. JB says, sorry if this was already asked. When do you think that that Tacoma will have the 24 Tacoma and Land Cruiser info on their site, as in pricing and stuff? So the Tacoma, I'm not sure if hybrid pricing will be out, but the Tacoma pricing will definitely be out next month because we're going to the drive event and stuff next month. So the pricing will 100% be out for, I know, the normal iForce trucks, either next month or into December. I'm not sure how long they're going to have the embargo for us driving it and all that information. I'm not sure how long they're going to have us keep our mouth shut on that. So pricing for a normal iForce Tacoma, since those are coming out first, should be out next month, maybe into December. We'll see. Land Cruiser, though, that is going to be coming out, they said, like first quarter of next year is when it will be available. So again, with these drive events, it's usually about a month before the vehicle comes out. So let's just say first quarter, February of next year, March of next year, maybe, depending on when in that time. JR says, what tires do you run and do you like them? So I'm a big fan of Nitto. I am part of a Nitto sponsorship, but even if I wasn't, like, I would still probably use Nitto tires. They've been good. I may switch it up with other brands here and there, right, just for testing purposes. But I've been a huge fan of Nitto so far. The Nitto Ridge Grapplers have been my favorite, just their looks, how quiet they are, for how aggressive of a tire that they are. I put 15,000 miles on the set on my last Tundra, and they looked brand freaking new. They look so good still. I have Nitto Recon Grapplers on my Tundra now. They're 37-inch tires by an 11.5, which is kind of a unique look. They are narrow, obviously, but they're not overly gaudy and overly big for my Tundra. So I do like them. I have the Recon Grapplers on the 4Runner. They look great. And also the Ridge Grapplers now on my Tacoma. So I really like Nitto tires. Toyo tires fall under that family. They're more of their premium ones. But I don't know. I enjoy Nitto. Other people, they like Toyo. Other people like BFG. It just depends on what you like for your budget. Some people like Cooper tires. I mean, it just all depends. I would not dig into forums, but go onto trail sites. So whether you have a 4Runner, a Tacoma, go to Trail 4Runner or Trail Tacoma, and you could read articles there of people comparing tires and stuff like that. It just really falls in the budget. And like Brad says, like here, right? Like I just talked about Nitto Ridge Grapplers. He said Ridge Grapplers, but also KO2s. So I know BFG came out with their new KO3s, I think, as well. They may be coming out soon. I saw some videos on it. So, I mean, that's a brand new tire to the game as well. So brand new tire technology. It may be even quieter, but more aggressive at the same time. Yeah. Scary Friend says, have you seen any of the other bed tonneau covers to talk comparison over that you own? Wondering if electric is really worth the price bump, looking at Pace Edwards or Roll and Lock. I would do something like Roll and Lock. I've never heard of Pace Edwards, but it's one of those things like my Paragon bed cover is very easy to use. I don't know, maybe with it being lifted, it's a little bit harder to like push it all the way forward and stuff, right? Because you're now standing high on the truck. I don't think that electric is worth the price bump because a lot of these systems, like you're able to just flip them open, like especially like a backflip or like a rolling one, like you're able to just open them very easily. I'm not 100% sure if electronic is worth the price bump, honestly. Herbs and Spices says, still rocking the wife's 2012 Corolla. Bro, we had a 2015 Corolla. Should have never sold that. My wife, she traded that in for a RAV4 the same day that I got my 4Runner. And not that like we needed 3 cars at the time, but it would have been cool to have that Corolla. It would have been paid off. The car probably would have had like 115,000 miles on it now, like just driving the crap out of it. It was a good little car, man. Little Corolla S 2015. Like, talk about getting like a lot for your money. I think that car was like 21,000, 22,000 or something like that. It had like the pleather interior, but super sporty on the inside. It was a good little car. Anyways, hoping to move to a 3-row SUV in the next year or two. I was curious, due to our bike rack, do you know what size hitch the Grand Highlander / Highlander come with? I think it's a smaller one. Whatever the smaller hitch size is, I'm pretty sure that it's that, or it may not even come with one, honestly. So if you look at a video that I did of the normal Highlander, I actually remember this. If you look at my last review video of a Highlander, or just the photo of it, or just like walking around it, there was a factory installed hitch on it, and I think it was actually a normal receiver in the back of that. So you may be able to opt a normal hitch receiver size. I think if you go on Toyota's website and you build a Highlander or a Grand Highlander and you go all the way to the right to just accessories, you may be able to see what the hitch size is on that. I'm not 100% sure, but you should be able to see it. Mitch says, when are you releasing the grill swap video? Love the Platinum grill, but also love the Heritage grill. So I'm aiming for Saturday. I'm wrapping up the wiring and stuff right now with it. Repositioning my bumper in the right way, so I need to take it all off again and put it all back on, because I'm very OCD, and like when I put it back on, some things didn't line up perfectly, like pushing the grill onto the truck or the whole bumper onto the truck. So I'm aiming for Saturday, and it's because I want to also include the Alpharex lights and the light performance of the light bar as well from Rave Off-Road. So night shots and everything. I just haven't gone out at night to get those yet. But I'm aiming for Saturday. And the cool thing is too, is Ecological with their grill surround and all that stuff for color matching, that product should be getting here in the next day or two. So I'll show you guys the grill and everything with the chrome surround that the grill has, and just touch on everything with it. It's a very long video. Like, I've been editing it. It's a very long video, and I'll still have other follow-ups and stuff if people aren't wanting to watch the whole thing. But I kind of like the normal Tundra Platinum grill. Like, even though you don't get the light bar accessibility with that grill or anything like that, you could do a hidden light bar. But I kind of like the looks of the Platinum. Maybe it's just because I've grown so used to it, or maybe it's because like the dark chrome is still there and I still see like my old grill on the truck. But I kind of like the OEM grill on my Platinum more than what the Heritage grill does, if that makes sense. But it still looks awesome. But to answer your question, Mitch, I am aiming for Saturday. AF Gulfstream says, please, when you get your Tacoma, let us know if it had a dealer markup. I'll let you know right now, it is not. It's not going to have a dealer markup. The dealership that I'm working with in the certain region that I finally like solidified, hey, I'm going to most likely go with you guys because you guys know that you're going to get a truck fairly early. It is not going to have a dealer markup on it. So I know that there may be trucks that have dealer markups on it and stuff, but I've been able to, with this YouTube channel and dealerships reaching out to me and doing all this stuff, right, for like, you know, shouting their dealerships out or doing that, I've been fortunate enough, and it's your guys' support, which is awesome, but I've gotten to the point to where I'm not gonna pay an MSRP adjustment on this truck, right? Because that would just be bad publicity for a dealership. Like, hey guys, John here. I'm at blah, blah, blah Toyota with my brand new 2024 Tacoma that I paid $5,000 over MSRP for. Like, then people are like, ooh, because that video is going to do good. I know it's going to do good because people are going to want to see someone taking ownership of that truck right away, right? And if I shout out the dealership and I say that I paid over MSRP, immediately the dealership will get blacklisted, right? Not necessarily, but people would be like, ooh, I'm not going to buy from that dealership. They charge over MSRP. So I won't be paying over MSRP for the truck, if that makes sense. And you know, if I was really like, if my channel was huge, right, and I knew that that video would get like millions of views, like if I was like Cletus McFarland level or like any of these big YouTubers, and it made sense as a business standpoint, then yeah, I wouldn't care where the truck came from. I would pay over MSRP for it to have it like immediately on the channel, because if I make one video that gets millions of views, that pays for the market adjustment anyways. So if you think about it like business wise, then it's whatever at that point. But I know for a fact that the truck won't have over MSRP. I'll show you guys the whole window sticker of that truck too, right? Like what the truck was, all the options with the truck, what I paid for the truck and all that. So I will show you guys that. Don't you worry. Bad Driver says, that's cool. Didn't know about KO3s. Yeah, dude, just look them up. I'm pretty sure that they are a thing now. I wanted mud grapplers for the look, but they scream too much as a daily. So look up, that's why I like the Ridge grapplers, because Ridge grapplers are an RT tire. So when you're looking at them up, you have AT, right, all-terrain, MT for mud terrains, but RTs in the middle, they are a hybrid between all-terrains and mud terrains. The Ridge grapplers look aggressive, but they do not like make a lot of noise at all. I would definitely look at an RT tire if you want the aggressiveness of a mud terrain, but you don't want it to be super loud as a daily. I would look at an RT style tire. Vic Man says, not really sure if you've already talked about it, but any plans to review the new Prinsu Pro roof rack? Not at the moment. I haven't even seen the Prinsu Pro roof rack. Prinsu Pro rack. Let's check this out. Ready for your next adventure. Roof racks. What does it look like? No. I'm not seeing it on their site like right away. Maybe it's something that they've just been teasing. But I don't know. Like honestly, I love the 4Runner, but I'm not going to be having the Tacoma. I don't even know what vehicle they have that new roof rack on. But I'm not going to have the Tacoma much longer. I'm not putting a roof rack on the Tundra and the 4Runner. If people really want to see a Land Cruiser and a Tacoma on the channel, then the 4Runner's gone too. So not really sure what I would throw that on. I really like the look that the 4Runner has right now with the Westcott Low Pro roof rack. But I'll definitely need to look into that and see what that is, because I know companies that I work with, they really like Prinsu. So I'm sure I'll see one around, and maybe I'll see one on a vehicle at like a Yoda Mafia or something like that and just showcase it for you guys. Eric Explorer says, hey, John, Eric here. Last month bought a Tacoma TRD, excuse me, off-road. However, it has halogen headlights. Any suggestions for headlight, for LED headlight bulbs? Cheers from Yellowknife, Canada. Nice, dude. Look up LastFit. I'm not sure if LastFit has the same type of headlights that I had for the 4Runner, but they were like vehicle-specific lights with the fans and everything built in, like really good headlights when I had them on my 4Runner, but they were like vehicle-specific. So you could check them out, but honestly, any good LED, or even HIDs. I like HIDs a lot, but they're super old school. Any good LED bulb will do a lot better than that stock halogen. Or honestly, like a Sylvania white light one that you could get at like AutoZone. I'm not sure if you guys have AutoZone in Canada, or like any auto store, like a good Sylvania, like just halogen bulb, but it's like a white light. Going from yellow light to white light just helps, period. So even if you just do an old a Sylvania white light, that should be pretty good. And no problem, bro. Lights are crazy. Like that's really what started the channel, is like I just did a lot of light reviews. It seemed like all these companies wanted to send me LEDs before I knew like, oh, people are just drop shipping them. They're the same lights from like China with like 5 different companies, right? But there are those that stand out. Like LastFit definitely stood out for me. Oxbeam was one that I really enjoyed using as well. And then like, you know, Morimoto, they have their own LED branded like actual lights too, if you really want to spend big dollar money and stuff. yeah, like you can spend some money for sure. Fatty says, I saw a photo of a 24 Tacoma TRD Pro with a snorkel added. It's looking like it's an available option. Yeah, so not sure. So it could be one of those things where they just put it on the truck just to see how it is, right? Because the Trail Hunter comes with its stock, and maybe they just want another truck in their lineup trying it. But it wouldn't be the first time, because Toyota did that, I think, in 2019 on the Voodoo Blue ones, and maybe the year after that. Like, it was stock for a TRD Pro, like to have it, and then they discontinued it. But maybe they're bringing it back. All right, we'll go through the last couple bit of questions, guys. Have about 5-6 more, and then we'll wrap up, man, because it was a quick impromptu live stream. And then he's answering Eric's stuff. Herbs and Spices said, have you and your wife ever owned any other car makers' favorite outside of Toyota? So I had a Chevy Silverado, a 2014, prior to the 4Runner that started this YouTube channel. But prior to that, I had a second-gen 4Runner. So I've really only had Toyota and Chevy, and then growing up, we had Chevys and Fords. So my dad always had like a Ford F-150 for work. We had a Chevy Duramax, a 2005, so it was an LLY, not an LBZ. 2005 Duramax. My brother now has that truck, so that truck's, I think, maybe just hit 100,000 miles or has a little bit over 100,000 miles. We had Ford F-150, Chevy Suburbans. Like my dad had a Toyota pickup truck when I was younger. My mom had a 84 or 86. I think it was an 84 Celica as well. Stick shift. I would always be in like the passenger seat and stuff and like shifting for her. It's kind of probably dangerous and stuff. But yeah, we've really only had Toyotas. My wife had, you know, cheaper cars in high school and college and stuff, like a Chevy Aveo and a Ford Escort, I think, and then like a piece of crap Saturn. But mostly, like, since starting this YouTube channel, it's just always been Toyotas. Like I thought, like, during the start of COVID, like when dealerships were going absolutely crazy, just like 84 months, 0% financing, like $10,000 under MSRP, the world's shutting down, we have to sell our cars. I really, really wanted a 2021, or it would have been a 2022 at that time, no, probably 2021, GMC Sierra AT4. So that I almost had that. Still having this YouTube channel, I almost had a GMC AT4 because it was like $10,000 under MSRP. Super insane financing for 84 months. And in hindsight, I could have made money on the vehicle knowing what the used car market was. But instead, I bought a first-gen Tundra because I thought that that would do a lot better on the channel. It didn't do the best. And then I still sold that and made a little bit of money. But yeah, I almost had another GM product, which I'm not against GM products or Fords. Like, I'll tell you guys right now, I really, really want a Ford Raptor R. Like, that truck is so sick, so cool. Supercharged 5.2, I think, V8 in that truck. Just the Raptor is just so cool. It just has this presence about it. It was a $100,000 truck, and I'm not going to spend that right now on a freaking truck. But like, I'll tell you guys, like, I really, really want that truck. It's just so cool for me. So I don't know how I'll do it in the future. I'm seeing how these last few videos of installs went on the channel, and again, I'm not doing it for the fame. I don't care, but it does hurt the channel. Like, if I do 5 to 10 install videos and the algorithm's super low, and then like next week I get my hands on a solar octane TRD off-road Tacoma, right, to showcase for you guys, that video, even though I'm super excited to see it because it's going to be like the truck that I really want, that video may not show up in your subscription feed. You may not see it on your YouTube homepage, because if the algorithm doesn't like all these install videos that I did, because the majority of my subscribers don't like the install videos, you guys may not even see that. So what I'm getting at is, I don't know if in the future the TRD John channel will just turn into just literally Toyota reviews and car reviews, like press vehicles and Toyota news, and that is it. And then I'll make like John's Yoda garage or John's something garage or Toyota garage or whatever for like literally just only the builds and have other vehicles of other brands over there, if that makes sense. We'll see. I've also thought about just doing a different automotive channel as well, to just review other trucks and SUVs, since a lot of people say, John, you need to try this, you need to try that, like stop talking up this vehicle. It's like, bro, all I know is the Tundra and Tacoma. That's all I know. Like I don't deliberately go and sit in a Ranger or an F-150, you know, like I have no idea what those trucks have to offer. So I don't know. We'll see come next year and like how good the Tacoma does, like this new Tacoma that I'm getting. We'll see how good that does with like the installs and stuff, and maybe I'll just go based on that if creating a second channel for all that stuff is really worth the time or not. But dude, I went on a total tangent. I apologize. But yeah, we've owned a lot of Toyotas and Chevys and Fords and stuff like that. Gotcha. Previous truck was an SR5 and didn't have those type of lights. Gotcha. I put LEDs in it and it was crazy bright for sure. Thank you, John, for your input. Of course, Eric, no worries. Don says, if you had a chance to see a base or mid-level GX, did you like it even with the off-road features? Seems like those will be the very popular ones. So the only GX that I've been able to see so far was the Overtrail. That is it. They had a Luxury, I think, was the other brand at that GX event, but we weren't able to go inside of it. And all these GXs that you guys have seen driving around and running around and stuff and like all in people's reels, those are all like the manufacturer and maybe dealers getting like first look at them for these drive events, and just tons of corporate people that are able to drive these GXs right now, and it looks so cool. So it seems like they have a lot of GXs out there now compared to the launch event, and especially too because they've been at like the Overland Expos and stuff like that. So but the only GX I've personally been in has been the Overtrail. Tyler says, hey John, how are you doing tonight? Doing good. I forgot my water, so my throat is like really dry, and I've been doing yard work all day too, so all the freaking pollen and stuff is all up in me, but we're almost done. We've been going for about an hour and a half, and I'm gonna sit down with the wife and watch maybe an episode of something and go to bed, read my book, and go to bed. But doing good, man. Hope you're doing good too, Tyler. Appreciate you hopping on. Fady says, or Fady says, any plans on having a subscriber meetup? That would be kind of cool. Usually what I do is just whenever I go to events and people see me, like I hang out with them and we just talk and BS and stuff. I just don't be like, oh, hey, cool, thanks for watching. Like, it's kind of like these live streams, you know, like you asked me a simple question, I could have just said no, right? But instead I'm giving answers and people the time that they deserve because, you know, they took their time to come and say hi and stuff. So at Toyota Jamboree, I met a couple people and talked to them for like 5 to 10 minutes. And then other dudes would come back to the Cali Rays booth and we were like eating food together and stuff and hanging out. Cali Rays had beer and stuff at their booth, and, you know, we're having some beers together and stuff. So, I mean, I don't know about like an actual meetup per se, because I feel like a lot of my demographic, when I look at them on YouTube, like with the analytics, a lot of my viewers are West Coast. So I would have to center the meetup around me actually being in the West Coast, if that makes sense, which could be possible. It definitely could be possible. Maybe if I do something like with Westcott Designs, maybe it could be like part of one of their Rigs and Brews or Rigs and Coffee events or whatever that they have, and I'm just there. Like maybe it's someone else's event that I kind of like coattail on, I guess. But I don't know. I've never been a person, I don't know, that likes doing meetups, if that makes sense. Not that I'm against it. I've just never really thought of it, honestly. Toshli says, I've had a 22 4Runner Pro. I'm having issues with both front windows when I roll down while it's wet. Rattling and squeaking sound. Any knowledge of that? See, guys, it's not just the Tundra. No, I haven't. That's crazy. My 2018 4Runner, the driver's or the passenger window just stopped working, but in typical, you know, old school Toyota fashion, it's fixed itself. So I've never heard of the rolling down. Maybe just with all that water and stuff, maybe your seals need to be lubed up for some reason, because I know that is a thing to put like lube up in the sills like a silicone to help the window go up and down. But since it's a 2022, just take it to the dealership whenever your next service is and just say, hey, this window does not sound good. Like, can you guys check it out? Tyler, hopefully December, January timeframe. We will see. I appreciate that you like the content, man. And a new viewer on the channel. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much. And then last question, unless you guys have any last minute ones, just throw them in real quick. But last question from Urban Slices says, what is your book of choice at the moment? I don't have it on me right now, but it is a very short book. It's only like 50 pages, and it's called Dopamine Detox. And I've read it I've had it on my nightstand for like 4 or 5 days, and I think I've read it 2 to 3 times, and it's really good. And like it's books for me are like when I'm in them, and I try to do everything, not everything, but like little nuggets that stand out and stuff. But for my job, doing social media and being on the phone, unfortunately, like it's part of the day. But like what I read and stuff in that book, like it's just so easy how quickly you can spiral down what's the word that I'm thinking of or trying to think of? Just an unproductive spiral of just like the moment you're on your phone and you scroll through a couple social media things and stuff, and then you post somewhere else, and then you read comments basically. Like I was relating it back to like what I do in real life. I was just like, holy crap, dude. Yeah, I waste a lot of freaking time. So the other day was really good. Yesterday was great. I didn't even touch my phone, guys, until like 1:35, almost 2 p.m. Like it just literally stayed in my office. I went and did so much stuff. And I felt super productive. And the moment that I picked up my phone, it all went out the window. It was crazy. Today, I had to be on my phone to do the Camry stuff. I wanted to post that. The embargo was ready for like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. I don't like posting stuff that early unless like it's, Forerunner news or something like that, or, Tacoma news. Like I'll post that kind of stuff early because I know that that's what my channel likes. But yeah, I just had to be on my phone early today, and this day was not as productive as I wanted it to be because I got on my phone early. I was in the social media and in all that crap, and yeah, it was bad. It wasn't a productive day until I told myself, dude, you spiraled. That was not good. So I got up, went outside, did all the yard work, moved the trailer and stuff around, and yeah. But yeah, Dopamine Detox. It's apparently a book in a series, I believe he said, of 8. And they're just very short, like 40 to 50 page quick hitters about stuff like that. Fatty says, if you do get rid of the 4Runner, do you think you'll regret it since it's one of the best and rare colors? 100%. I know I'm going to regret selling that vehicle so bad. I don't want to sell it. I never want to sell that 4Runner. I really hope that within the next year, if we move to Tampa and the world changes a little bit and stuff gets better, I can really see a lot of stuff being prosperous for us and not needing to sell the 4Runner. Because my dream one day is to have a garage or a shop or something on my own land, and I have one of every single generation of 4Runner. I have my old school first gen 4Runner that I fully restored as a beach cruiser. I have a very rare second. If I can find my personal second gen, I'd just buy it back somehow. But if I can't, then I would want a second generation 4Runner. Why are these balloons going now? What is that? I would want a second gen 4Runner that, oh wait, is that my hand? Because I'm doing it through my phone. Like my phone's the thing. I don't know. I would want a second gen 4Runner. They made it with a 2-door. So that's a super rare second gen. A third gen, I would want one with the TRD supercharger in like a purple color or something like that, nice and restored. A fourth gen 4Runner, I would want it to have a 4.7 liter V8, a 2009 in white, just a complete like kind of like pre-runner setup on that one. I think that would look really cool. Then there would be a 5th gen, right? And if I could just have that 5th gen out there, call it a day, right? Have that there and then the 6th gen. So that's like the goal, to have all one of every generation of 4Runner. And then, to have the, oh gosh, what was the one that came out before the 4Runner, guys? What was that called? The partnership with Toyota in Winnebago. It was like a Toyota truck that Winnebago camper shell got onto it. And 2 thumbs up for fireworks. 2 thumbs up? Oh, no kidding. Bro. So it's been me the whole time doing that because I'm doing it through my phone. All right, Vic. Appreciate that. But what was the 4Runner Winnebago thing called? Toyota early 4Runner Trekker, right? Was it called the Trekker? Yes, the Trekker. Yeah, so even if I had that too in it, a Trekker, that would be cool as well. Tyler says, hey, Tier John, can we get some more videos like the RX 350 soon? Sure, I have a 550 and also a 500 video. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do them individually or if I should just do them together because like I said, I don't wanna do too many videos in a row that a lot of the audience doesn't like because that is a way to lose people on YouTube. And again, not that I'm doing it for the fame and the fortune or anything like that, right? I just, for the algorithm, I don't want to like do too many bad videos that I know a lot of people won't care for. Like I'll still do the videos regardless because I want people to see these products and stuff. Lexus invited me out to the event. I want to show as much of the vehicle as possible without overdoing it and losing audience members. So I think I need a couple 4th gen Tacoma videos and stuff up in here, talk about things that my audience really likes, and I'll throw another Lexus video out there. Maybe I'll do a video just saying, hey, Grand Highlander or Lexus, because for some reason, the Grand Highlander videos did really good on my channel. The Lexus TX ones, not so much. Even though it's the same, literally the same vehicle, it may just be the price difference and the badge, you know? Maybe I have a very, very loyal Toyota audience and they're not too interested in the Lexus product. But Herbs and Spices, to wrap it up, man, says first live stream I've been able to be a part of, so I appreciate the interaction and you being willing to talk about all this. Heck yeah. Yeah, you guys, I mean, I could sit here and talk forever, you know, and even though, you know, we had 50 people in this chat, that's still awesome, right? That is so awesome. I know it was a random Thursday. I just threw this curveball at you guys. But the fact that, you know, you take your time, and we don't show that much on the screen, so you could just have this on in the background and while you're being productive or doing whatever you want to do, we just BS and talk. Super cool. But I appreciate you guys coming out for the live stream. Herbs and Spices, everyone, Fatty, like Tyler, everyone, Vic, thanks for letting me know about 2 thumbs up, and just everyone in here, NC, Tashi, Eric, just everyone just hanging out and talking tonight and asking questions, and even the flies on the wall. You guys can submit comments and stuff into here whenever you want. It don't matter. If you're here just to listen, cool. But if you have any questions, whether it's Toyota, life, whatever, I try to answer everything as much as possible. But guys, I appreciate it. I will catch you all in the next video. And Corey, one of the flies on the wall, with a last minute question coming in, I will answer it real quick. Hey John, have you heard anything more on the new 1794 Special Edition? I have not, but I will be able to see it soon and give you guys my initial walk around of that vehicle and seeing what it is. The company Saddleback did email me saying that if I had any questions about the truck or whatever, like they would want to sit down on a conversation with me and give me kind of like a one-on-one of the whole background of that truck and everything. But that was put on pause real quick because not everything from Toyota is official with that truck. So hopefully I get to do that soon with them, just because I think that it's going to be really, really cool. But one miss I do have for that truck is they should have made 1,794 of them, not 1,500. That would have been cool. But I believe next week I will have some hands-on with that vehicle, and then whenever I get some cell service to make the video and upload it for you guys, I will have some hands-on with that truck for you guys, and I'll show you all the details with it too, man. I can't wait for that one. Christian, appreciate it. Speedy, let's go, let's do it. Tashi, Tyler, appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the likes. Great content. I appreciate you, man. Corey, thank you. Scary Fiend, and yep, there, huge agree. Yep, exactly. And then last one, keep up the great work, John. Appreciate all your inputs. I really want to hear the price. Yeah, we'll see with the price as well. I think it's going to come out a little bit later. And then you still keeping your 4Runner Pro Cavalry Blue or going for the new gen. It'll depend on how much money we're making, and if the government's taking too much money or whatever, or wherever life is in the next year or so. But it would be nice to have all of them in my driveway. But I do have to realize that if something has to go, something unfortunately does have to go. It's just business, right? It's business. They're material items, but I do love that 4Runner. But we'll see. Well, I mean, we got a while, I would think, right? It's not like it's coming out next year. Well, in May, but like if it's revealed, it'll be later on. Kind of like the Tacoma, right? Like we're not getting it till the very tail end of the year. So we got some time. So guys, I appreciate it. You all have a good night, and I'll see you on the next video. If you guys haven't seen the Camry one yet, just go over there, like the video. I'd appreciate it. It'll help out the algorithm, but I appreciate it, guys. Have a good night.